Welcome into the world of Warcraft, a world that exists since 1994, and now, 31 years later, it's larger than ever, and still expanding. World of Warcraft is massive, and no matter whether you're a veteran player or just beginning your journey, you are in for a blast. In this lore walking video series, I will cover a Warcraft game or an expansion in each separate video. In this one, we will talk about Warcraft game that never truly saw the light of day. I am talking about the unreleased and abandoned Warcraft Adventures, Lord of the Clans game. This is Michael of the Proximus Gaming YouTube channel, and welcome into the world of Azeroth, the world of Warcraft. Warcraft Adventures, Lord of the Clans was the defunct, dark, comical adventure game that began production soon after the release of Warcraft 2. It was completely developed by Blizzard Entertainment and Animation Magic, which you might know from the legendary but also very infamous The Legend of Zelda Philips CDI games.
How about a kiss for luck?
You've got to be kidding.
No wonder this Warcraft game got cancelled in the process. Anyway, production of this game took place from 1996 until 1998 and is set in the Warcraft universe after the events of Warcraft 2 Beyond the Dark Portal. They kept the news of its existence from the public for quite a while, but was eventually announced on March 17, 1997. It was a click-and-point adventure game in the same style as Monkey Island and other classic LucasArts and Sierra adventure games. The graphics were all hand-drawn, cel-animated and then scanned into the game. It was not produced in-house by Blizzard, though Blizzard artists were consulted. The game had the tagline, "An adventure game in the world of Warcraft," and was meant to expand the lore of Warcraft universe, as well as serve as an origin story for Troll, one of the franchise's most iconic characters. Unfortunately, it was cancelled before the completion on May 22nd, 1998, when Blizzard decided that, well, while the story and graphics were great, they felt the gameplay was severely lacking. Rather than publish a mediocre game, they chose to cancel it. They felt the technology was outdated, and they wanted to tell Troll's story in a bigger and grander way. When Warcraft Adventures Lords of Clans was cancelled, it had been in development for over a year and was almost complete. Nearly all features, puzzles and areas were in place, and the voice acting had been recorded. Another round of development involving the implementation of new puzzles, tweaked areas and more recording was about to start before the E3 in May 1998. But before that could happen, the game, sadly, was cancelled. Warcraft Adventures received significant pre-release attention from the gaming public and press, so the decision to cancel it was met with fan backlash and, of course, critical disappointment. Despite the game's cancellation, its story was adapted into the novel Warcraft, Lord of the Clans by Christie Golden, and was used as a basis for Warcraft 3, Reign of Chaos. Before we continue this video, first a big thank you to my friend Rutger, who helped me with gathering lore information as well as check fact everything for these lore walking videos. If you're enjoying this video and this series so far, please give it a thumbs up and click the subscribe button. That way you'll never miss my upcoming videos regarding the World of Warcraft and other amazing games. These gestures help out this channel and make it possible to grow the Proximus Gaming YouTube channel. I also stream games such as Warcraft live on this very YouTube channel. Also on my Twitch channel. If you've subscribed to my YouTube channel, you will automatically receive an announcement when I go live. The link to my Twitch channel on the other end is in the video's description. Well, with that out of the way, let's dive back into the world of Warcraft. Our story begins years after the Second War, when the orcs, once a mighty force, had been defeated by the human alliance. Many were placed in internment camps, stripped of their will to fight, their once proud warrior spirit reduced to nothing. But there was one orc who never saw these camps, a newborn, hidden away in the wilds. His name was Troll, the son of Durotan and Draka, chieftains of the Frostwolf clan. His parents had been betrayed, murdered in secrecy, leaving their child alone in the world. Alone. Until he was found by Atlas Blackmore, a high-ranking human commander. But Blackmore did not see an orphan in need of help. He saw an opportunity. Instead of being raised among orcs, Troll grew up within Durnhold Keep, a fortress of the Alliance. Blackmore saw potential in the young orc. He trained Troll as a gladiator, forcing him into brutal combat, shaping him into what he believed would be the perfect weapon, a warrior, loyal to him alone. But despite the harsh conditions, Troll was different. Unlike many orcs of the past, he had never been corrupted by fell magic. His mind remained sharp, his will unbroken. He secretly taught himself to read and strategize. He listened to the conversations of the humans around him, learning not just how to fight, but how to think. Blackmore underestimated him. When the moment was right, Troll escaped. And now, for the first time in his life, he was free! But freedom meant little if he had no home to return to. He knew what he was not. He was not a human, but what did it mean to be an orc? Troll wandered the world, searching for answers. He discovered the remnants of the old horde, but they were not the mighty warriors of legend. The orcs he found were broken, living in camps, their spirits crushed. Yet, not all of them had given up. One orc still fought, Gromar's Hellscream, leader of the Warsong clan. It was Grom who told Troll the truth about his people. The Horde had been powerful once, but their strength had come at terrible cost. They had been enslaved by demonic forces, tricked into drinking the blood of the Burning Legion, which gave them strength, but also bound them to darkness. But Troll did not believe the orcs were meant to be slaves, neither to humans nor to demons, and so his journey continued. It was then that Troll found his true home. Deep in the mountains, he discovered the last members of his clan, the Frostwolves, led by the wise old shaman, Drak-Tar. For the first time, Troll learned what it truly meant to be an orc. His people had once been guided by shamanism, a deep spiritual connection with the elements. But when the Horde had turned to fell magic, they had lost their way. Troll embraced the teachings of Drak-Tar. He was not just a warrior, he was a shaman. Able to call upon the power of the elements, he had found his true identity. But finding himself was only the first step. Now he had a mission, to free his people and to rebuild the Horde. Troll returned stronger than ever. He gathered the remaining orc clans, igniting a rebellion against their captors. The internment camps fell one by one as orcs reclaimed their freedom. But there was one battle left to fight against the man who had raised him. Atlas Blackmore had not forgotten his prized gladiator. Enraged at Troll's defiance, he gathered his forces to crush the uprising, but he had underestimated his former student. When the two finally faced each other, Blackmore expected revenge. He expected anger. Instead, Troll showed him mercy, a final rejection of the cruelty that had shaped his childhood. With Blackmore defeated, Troll took up the mantle of War Chief of the new Horde. But this was not the Horde of old. This was not a force of conquest, but of honor. Troll had given his people something more valuable than power. He had given them a future. The story of Troll is one of redemption, not just for him, but for an entire people. It's a story of breaking free from the past, of choosing honor over hatred, and of proving that destiny is not written in blood, but in the choices we make. And maybe, just maybe, it's a reminder that even the lost chapters of our history still have a way of shaping the world. Warcraft Adventures Lord of the Clans would not only contain a great origin story, but also some remarkable humor that we didn't see earlier in any other Warcraft game or ever will see in a Warcraft game. Examples of these are a female dwarf with a beard and huge chest that sounds like water bags when shaking them.
Do you need a shield for anything, handsome?
Or same female dwarf in see-through lingerie.
Surprised, honey?
It's more like shocked.
This game would have been completely different than anything we had seen so far. And maybe it's even a good thing that this game was cancelled. Otherwise it might as well could have ruined the whole Warcraft franchise. Although this game was never officially released, footage of the game was leaked in 2010 by a Russian fan under the screen name Manbiker. He leaked under 2 minutes of gameplay footage of Warcraft Adventures alpha version via a YouTube video, and a beginning to end long play of a beta version in 2011 without cutscenes. According to PC Gamer US, he had received his copy from a Russian game developer in the late 2000s, although this developer had not personally worked on Warcraft Adventures, which is odd. And then, a complete playable Warcraft Adventures, including its cutscenes, was leaked onto the Scrolls of Lore Warcraft fan site by a Russian fan under the screen name Rydor on September 9, 2016. Rydor told PC Gamer US that he had been sent the files by an unnamed third party, soon after the version shown in Manbiker's video was leaked as well. Chris Higgins of PC Games N speculated that these copies of the game derived from employees of Animation Magic's Russian office. Blizzard responded with takedown notices to Rydor and peer-to-peer file sharing websites that hosted the game, but as always, by then it was already too late, and it had already been spread over the World Wide Web. And with that, this 4th lore walking video has come to an end. Don't forget to like and subscribe. What do you think of this video? Do you think this game would have been a win or a fail if it had been released in the late 1990s? What are things that I completely missed? Perhaps there are things I mentioned that you didn't know. No matter what it is, just leave a comment down below. In the next lore walking video, we will cover the next Warcraft game called Warcraft 3, Reign of Chaos. Thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I will see you in my next video. This is Michael, signing off now. See ya!